700 years before Common Era. Learning objective. Number 1, we will review the India's geography, diversity on its political development. Number 2, we will study how and why the Indus Valley societies developed and then declined. Number 3, the importance of the areas European nomadic invaders called as the areas. We'll review these areas as conquerors of Indias and the creators of Indias and the connectors of Indias. Number 4, we will study the India's religions. There are 4 major religions of India's. Among these, the Brahmins and Hinduism, Brahminism and Hinduism is the most important. There are 3 important concepts of Indian religion. These 3 concepts are samsara, dharma, karma. I'll explain these 3 concepts in detail in the subsequent slide. Number 5, post-Vedic areas. Number 6, Indian cultures and Indian societies. This slide shows the early India. The red area shows the location of early India in the globe. Contents and focus questions in this chapter are Section 1, the Indian subcontinent. Section 2, Harappan India. Section 3, Vedic India. Section 4, religions of India. Section 5, post-Vedic India. Section 6, Indian society and cultures. Section 1, Indian subcontinent. This map shows the India's geography and early important cities around 3rd millennium BCE. This red line areas represent the early Harappan civilizations. This is the Himalaya mountains, Hindu Kush mountains, Indus Valley, Ganges River, Deccan Plateau. India is too huge. Therefore, we call the India as a subcontinent. The Himalaya mountain is the highest mountain in the world. This Himalaya separates from the India to the rest of Asia. India's geographic diversity forced political fragmentations. Himalaya, Hindu mountain ranges in the northeast, Deccan Plateau, highlands region of southern India, Ganges River, Indus River ran through the northeast. This Himalaya provide the natural protection from the northern invasion. Indian Ocean, Arabian Ocean provide the protection for the west and the east. India's early civilization was emerged along the Indus River. Today, Pakistan, Punjab region. Basic chronology of Indian civilization is that around 3000 BCE, native Indian is called as Dravidian settled and farmed along the Indus River Valley. Around 2500 BCE, the Indus Valley civilization was in the high point. Around 2000 BCE, there are some signs of decline of Indus Valley civilizations. Around 1500 BCE, the European nomadic people invade and conquer the Indus Valley and finish the early Indian civilizations. Section 2, Harappan, India. Indus Valley was the homeland to the earliest Indian civilizations around 3000 BCE. This Indus Valley culture declined after 2000 BCE. At the same time, the European nomadic people invaded and conquered this Indus Valley. Okay, emergence of urban settlement. Harappan City was the first developed by the native Indian around 3000 BCE from prehistoric Indus cultures. Mohenjo-daro was second city that was built in 26th century BCE. Harappan city and Mohenjo-daro city were two major cities in the early Indian civilizations. These two cities were centers of Indus civilizations, and this early Indian civilization was flourished from 2500s to 1700s. But in the European, nomadic people invaded and destroyed these civilizations around 1500 BCE. This slide shows the excavation at Mohenjo-daro city with citadel in the background. This is a citadel of the Mohenjo-daro, and this is a planned city of Mohenjo-daro. Right side of slide is an area of Harappan civilizations. Two major cities, Harappan city, Mohenjo-daro city. This Harappan society, early Indian civilizations centered on the farming, fertility, and the family. They cultivated wheat, rice, barley, cotton. They domesticated the sheep, the cattle, the goat, the pigs, the chickens. These Indus Valley people, native Indian people, were connected commercially and culturally with Mesopotamia. This slide shows the one of many inscribed scale seals. This scale seals was found in the Indus Valley cities, and this seal was made around 30,000 BCE. Decline of Harappan society. The populations of Indian people are declined around 2000 BCE. At the same time, European nomadic people called as an areas migrated into this Indus Valley. These Aryan people settled in the Indus River Valley and terminated Harappan civilizations. The probable cause of this Harappan society, these declines, are climate change, disease, deforestations, soil exhaustions, Indus Valley's flood, and the earthquake. This change is the cause of the decline of Indus civilizations. Section 3, Vedic India period. Vedic India period. It means that Aryan people's domination period. Aryan people moved into the Indus Valley and ended Harappan culture and established caste system. Aryan incursions and the rise of Vedic cultures. The Aryan people alive in northern India. The Aryan people established small kingdom, and this small kingdom in the Indus Valley River was ruled by the Rajas. Raja is a ruler. Of the Aryans. These Aryan people developed their own Vedic cultures through 1500s BCE to 500 BCE in the northern part of India. This Vedic culture is characterized by the very rigid and strict social structure and complex caste system. The Vedas was major source for information about the Aryans. This slide shows the root of the Aryan invaders. Around 1500 BCE, a group of European nomadic warriors across the Hindu Kush mountains and invade the Indus Valley cultures. These people was called as an Aryan. These Aryans originally come from the Eastern Europe between Black Sea and Caspian Sea. They moved forward, looking for pastures for their animals and for their food. The flooding of Indus Valley and the earthquake around 1000 BCE had weakened the Indus Valley cultures. Therefore, the native Indian people, Dravidians, cannot protect themselves against these European invaders. Aryans versus Daza. What is the meaning of Aryans? What is the meaning of Daza? These invaders call them Aryans. Aryans is a noble people in the Sanskrit language. Sanskrit is the Aryan people's language. And Daza means a servant in the Sanskrit language. Aryan people arrived in North India from Iran and southern Russia at around 1500 BC. Aryan called themselves as a noble person, Aryan, and called the native Indian people as the Daza. Aryan people and Daza people fought each other long time. Blending of Aryan people and Dravidian people. North India are descendants of Aryans, and South Indians are Dravidians. Before the Aryans' arrival, Dravidian people already reside, already settled in the Indus Valley. Aryan people brought into the Indus Valley their own language called the Sanskrit language and their own religious and cultural beliefs. These Indus Valley people became the intermixing with the Aryan people, and these two cultures between Aryan and the Dravidian together make up what is now much of culture of today's modern India. This map shows the Aryan migrated into the India around 2nd millennium BCE. This brown color line represented the Harappan civilizations. Emergence of the caste system, emergence of Hinduism, Aryan people, invaders, established caste system in the India. This caste system the Indian people in the strict and rich social classes. In the early Vedic India, in the early Aryan India, limited social mobility was possible within one's own caste class. Today, Hinduism, about 100 million people believes in Hinduism in modern India. This Hinduism is a major religion of India, was a mixture of Aryan and Indus Valley belief. Caste system. Caste system put every Indian people into the certain classes, certain 5 classes, from which they could never change, never advance into other classes. This caste system was very, very effective in keeping the social order. However, very, very strict, very, very rich. The lowest caste class people were looked down by upper class members, and lowest caste class people can never change their caste classes. First, top caste class is a Brahmins. Second caste class is a Kshatriya. Third caste class is Vaishya or Vaishya. Fourth caste class is a Sudra. Fifth class is untouchable, delicate person. Brahman includes only priests and academics. Kshatriya class includes the warriors, kings, landowners, rulers. Vaishyas includes the farmer, worker, and commercial people, merchant. Fourth caste class, Sudra, includes the workers. Okay, section 4. Religion of India. Indian people believe in reincarnations. Reincarnation means the reborn again after the death. Other societies, such as the Judaism, Islam, Christianity, believe in an afterlife. However, they do not believe the return to the life in this world. However, Indian people believe reborn again, continuously, according to the concept of the karma. Jainism and Buddhism emerges as challenges to the Vedic or Brahminism religions. Therefore, Brahminism absorbed with the teaching of Jainism, absorbed the teaching of the Buddhism, and finally established the modification of Brahmanism. This modification change of Brahmanism is referred as Hinduism. Brahmanism is the Vedic age religions. Vedic means the European conquerors' religion, so-called aliens, domination period religions. Vedas are the collection of religious textbooks of Brahmanism. These Vedas form the foundation of current Hindu theology. These Vedas was written in Sanskrit language. There are too many Vedas, and Vedas developed slowly and slowly. More than 30,000 years. However, currently, a lot of Vedas was disappeared. The Brahmanism believes in reincarnations, and Brahmanism believes in that individual soul will be reborn again and reborn again until the moksha status. The three important concepts of Brahmanism is samsara, dharma, and karma. These three concepts influence all of the other religions. Including the Christianity, Islam, and Buddhist, Jainism, and Hinduism. Vedic religion, Brahmanism, set forth these three basic concepts. These three basic concepts have been the central to the ancient and modern Indian worldview. These three concepts reinforce the social order, Indian social order. What is the meaning of samsara? Samsara means the endless cycle of births, deaths, and rebirths. Every people has three endless cycle: birth cycle, death cycle, and rebirth cycle. What is the meaning of concept of dharma? Dharma means the action, acting, behave according to one's own caste system, caste, classes. This dharma is function as an Indian ethics. What is the meaning of ethics? Ethics means the doing right thing. Okay? Therefore, every people, Indian people, must doing a right thing. Behave the righteous of living. Do not harm the other people. Do not damage other things. Why? If you do not act according to one's caste classes, you will live born as an animal. You live born as inferior caste classes. Okay? Therefore, Indian people must do a right thing according to the Dharma. Karma. What is the meaning of concept of karma? Karma is a belief that your current action, your today's action in this life affect or your future lives. If you do a good thing, you will live a good life after death. Is a karma. Okay, second, Indian religion is a Jainism. Jainism was emerged as the challenges to Vedic religions, Vedic strict religions. The prince of Mahabharata found and established the Jainism in 599 before Common Era, BCE. Princess Mahabharata abandoned his luxury life, and Princess Mahabharata rejected caste inequalities. The basic concept of Jainism is that every material things have their own spirit, own soul in its body. Therefore, Indian people must respect all the living things, even the animal, even the insect. You're doing bad things today, then you will live on as an animal or insect. Therefore, respect for all living things. That is the focus of the Yanism. Asceticism. Asceticism is an Indian person's strict way of life with no luxury or with no physical pleasure. There are 4 principles of Yanism. First principle, do not injure the other life. Do not damage the other life. Do not commit the wrongdoing against the other life. These principles focus on the non-violence. This non-violence, this means is translated as the Ahimsa in the Sanskrit language. Ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. This Ahimsa influences the Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi is the most respectable person in 1900 in India. Second principle of Yanism is to tell the truth. Third principle is do not steal the other people's property, other people's asset. Fourth principle is own no property. Okay. Third religion of India was Buddhism. Buddhism focus on the escape from all sufferings. Siddhartha Gautama searched for wisdom in many ways. The teaching of Buddhism deals with finding the inner peace. Ultimate goal of Buddhism is to attain, to get, to achieve nirvana. I will explain the concept of nirvana in detail in subsequent slide. Nirvana is a paradise state or a moksha state. The essence of Buddha's teachings are 4 noble truths. There are 4 noble truths to attain nirvana. First truth is the truth of suffering, truth of cause of suffering. Third, truth of ending of the suffering. Fourth, truth of the path that leads to the end of the suffering. Why? Buddhism is very popular to the Indian people at the time because Buddhism rejected the caste differences. Buddhism rejected all the caste classes. Therefore, the ruler does not like Buddhism, but the people, the public, right with the Buddhism. Okay, teachings of the Buddhism, Four Noble Truths. Number one, truth of number one, the ordinary life of an individual person is full of suffering. Second, this suffering is caused by the desire to satisfy ourselves. Number three, the way to end the suffering is to finish the desire for a selfish goal. Fourth truth is the ways to end the desire is to follow the middle paths. Siddhartha Gautama, founder of Buddhism, around 566 BCE, Siddhartha Gautama was born into the warrior classes or Kshatriya caste classes. He developed the Four Noble Forces and Eightfold Paths. These are the rules to live by that help the people live morally and find the middle paths without too much pain, without too much pleasure. Okay? The eightfold paths are: know the truths, say nothing to hurt other people's, practice meditations, control your thought, resist the evil, free your mind of evil, work for the good of others, respect the life of others. Okay, Hinduism. There are 100 million peoples. 100 million people believe in Hinduism in the India. Most of the beliefs of Hinduism came from the oral traditions of Aryan people, which became the Veda of Hindus. The challenges of Buddhism and Jainism stimulate the evolution of Brahmanism into Hinduism. Upanishad is the main scriptures for Hindu religions. There are two main scriptures of Hinduism. Vedas and Upanishad. Upanishad is a part of the Veda. Upanishad is a dialogue between teachers and students living together in the forest, in the suburbs. Many Upanishad book works disappeared. Currently, only 198 Upanishad book is existing. Under the Hinduism, the individual person's soul, union of Atman and Brahman is the ultimate goal of Hinduism. What is the Atman? Atman means the individual person's soul. Brahman is the universal soul. According to the Hinduism, the individual soul is reborn again in a different form and continues to be reborn again until the individual soul achieves the union of Brahmans. This union with Brahman is referred as a moksha in the Sanskrit languages. I'll tell you what is the moksha in detail in the subsequent slide. Devotional practices of Hinduism are as follows. An individual act. Devotional practices is an individual act rather than a communal act, because there are too many Indian gods. This devotional practice involves making the individual person's offerings to their favorite deity, offering to the favorite god. There are more than 300 million gods, about 3.3 millions of gods are existing in the India. Individual worshippers repeat the name of their favorite god and repeat the mantras. Repeat the mantras again or again until the finish of the devotional practice. Worshippers continuously sound the mantras continuously. Okay. Hinduism, very, very important. Hinduism influences all over the world. It's religions. The origins of Hinduism. Hinduism is a social collection of religious beliefs that developed slowly and slowly over the long period of time, more than 3,000 years is long. Hindus believe that their religion have with the people, help you free your soul, individual soul, from your individual sadness, free your soul from your individual disappointment, free your soul from your mistake of everyday life. Unlike other major religions such as Buddhism, Islam, and Christianity, and Judaism, Hinduism cannot be traced back to a single founder because too many teachers established the concept of the Hinduism over the 3,000 years. Holy textbook, two holy textbooks is the Vedas and Upanishad. The Vedas and Upanishad are the collection of writings that describe all the fundamental teachings that are central to the Hinduism. Vedas, Upanishad includes the three important concepts of karma, samsara, moksha. Karma means action. Samsara means reborn, reincarnations. Moksha means nirvana, paradise status. Belief in incarnations. This is a concept that individual soul is immortal. Individual soul is eternal, not perishable, and not destructible. However, the body is temporary. The body can be demolished, can be perishable. Body is only temporary. However, soul is eternal. Therefore, all life forms are reborn again into the new entity. After death, what is entity? Entity? Animal entity. Kshatra entity. Vaishya entity. Sudra entity. Insect entity. Elephant entity. Nobody knows. If you die, how? Your life form are reborn into the new entity. New entity will be determined based on the karma, concept of the karma. The key word is entity. You do not have a guarantee of being reborn as a human being. You can be reborn as an animal. This individual soul travels from one body to the next body after the death. Believe in karma. Karma is the concept that if you do good deed, if you do good thing, good life. Good thing will happen in your life. However, you do bad deeds, you commit the wrongdoing, the bad things will happen to you in life. Further, if you live a good life, doing a good deed, being a spiritual followers of the Hinduism, and obey the Hinduism, obey the caste system, you will be reincarnated into the higher form, higher entity form. If you live a better life, you will be reincarnated into a lower entity form. That is the concept of the karma. Believe in the moksha. Moksha is when your soul becomes free from the cycle of rebirths and is no longer reincarnated. This happens after you reach the highest level of rebirths, and you can't born into higher form. When you reach the moksha status, paradise status, it means you have had all of your life's experiences, learned all of the life's lessons, and reached the perfect understanding of the universes. Therefore, instead of being reincarnated, your soul become the one with God. That is the status of the moksha. Four goals of life in Hinduism are dharma, artha, karma, moksha. Okay, Hindus gods. There are hundreds of different Hindus gods, more than 300 million gods. And not all Hindus God was worshipped. Sometimes the individual persons, families have a certain favorite God they worship, and some district, some region in India have favorite God. The big three gods are Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Brahma is the god of creator, and Vishnu is the god of the protector. Shiva was the god of destroyer. These are three big gods. Caste system. People are reborn again into certain social classes, and they cannot change their social classes. In life, you can change your social classes only after your death. Your social class is determined by the karma. Karma means an action according to the caste class. You're doing a good thing in the life. In that case, you reborn, and you can change to the upper caste classes after your death. If you are a good person, you will be born again into higher social classes in your next life. Under the caste system, who you can marry, what job you can have, where you can live are restricted by your social classes. This rigid system in India is less frequent than it was in the past. However, this restricted system is still existing in the modern rural area of India today. This slide shows the Hindu temples. Hindu temple is covered with incredibly detailed carvings and detailed decorations. Many individual sculptures are the images of important Hindu gods. Right side of the picture shows the statue of Vishnu. Okay, section 5. Post Vedic India. Political disunity continuing in the post-Vedic India. Too many little kingdoms confronted, fight each other. No kingdom unified the Indian territory. First Indian Empire is a Maurya Empire. Under the Mauryan Empire, Kushan Empire, and Gupta Empire, three empire unified all of the India territory, most of the India territory. Under these three empires, India enjoyed the degree of political unity. Conflicts and contacts with Persian and contact with the Greeks. The political disunity continued in the post-Vedic India. Among the too many little kingdoms, the kingdom of Magadha dominates in the northern valley of India. Focus on the Indus Valley. However, Persian conquered the Indus Valley around 518 before Common Era. Persian forces began the conquest of Indus Valley and bringing new connections and bringing new conflicts to the regions, including the invasion by the Alexander the Great. the Alexander the Great invaded the Persian conquered the territory. However, after great Alexander dominate the Indus Valley territory and expand the territory forward to the east. However, the Alexander the Great must return to his homeland Greece for the political purposes. Therefore, the Alexander the Great cannot conquer all of the Indian subcontinent. This map shows the Persian Empire connect the India with West Asia and North Africa at 518 BCE. These blue arrows represent the goods traded to India from the West. Okay, India export the wine. The export the spices, perfumes, gems, cottons. Exported the cottons, gems, perfumes to the Europe. And India imported wine, gold, tin from the Anatolia. This dotted line represents the region of India ruled by Persian Empire. This line, this dark green line, represents Far East advances of Alexander the Great. The Alexander invaded into this line. However, he must return to his homeland, Greece, for the political purposes. After the retreat from the India, the Alexander died after 1 year from retreat. Okay, rise of Mauryan Empire. The Chandra Maurya found and established the Mauryan Empire. After the Alexander's death, Chandragupta Maurya seized the power, seized the opportunity to establish the first Indian Empire. The first Indian Empire was the Mauryan Empire in 321 before Common Era. Mauryan Empire unified most of the Indian territory. Chandragupta Maurya is a founder. Chandragupta's Maurya's father was a king. However, Chandragupta's Maurya's mother is a Sudra caste. Therefore, the Chandragupta Sudra must adapt her mother's feminine name, Maurya. Chandragupta is a father's feminine name. Maurya is a mother's feminine name. Second king is the Chandragupta first. Chandragupta's first were 101 sons and daughters. Third king, Ashoka, the greatest king in India. The third ruler, Ashoka, killed his half-brothers, half-sisters, 99 half-brothers and half-sisters, and take king's positions, rulers' positions, and expanded his territory and dominated most of the Indian subcontinent. This map shows the Mauryan Empire, first Indian Empire, from 321 to 185 BCE. Okay, this colored line represents the territory of Mauryan Empire. Okay. King Ashoka, the third ruler of Maurya. King Ashoka was a very, very famous ruler of India in the world history. He spread the Buddhism into the Europe. "260 years before the Jesus Christ." He became the emperor in 268 until 232 BCE. After the fighting, the blood battle with his half-brothers, we battle with other kingdoms. He seek the war and he turned his life in a different directions. He became a Buddhist. He lived peacefully and built a lot of roads for the Indian travelers. He planted a lot of trees to give shade to the common people, to the public. He constructed the rest houses to the public, and he constructed the wells to the public. He tried to care for the children and all his subjects with love and kindness. Therefore, most Indian people respect the king Ashoka. after the Ashoka, many people became the Buddhist after the Ashoka's example. Ashoka's reign. Two characteristics of Buddhism and the paternalism. After the blood war with the Kalinga kingdom was over in 261 BCE, Kalinga kingdom is located in the Deccan Plateau. After this blood war, Ashoka made his historic conversion to the Buddhism. After the Battle of Kalinga, Ashoka ended his military conquest of expansion of his empire, and he ruled his empire for more than 40 years with peace, with harmony, with prosperity. King Ashoka proved one of the most memorable Indian rulers, one of the most important Indian rulers. Okay, this slide shows the Mauryan Empire united the much of the Indian territory. Okay, dark brown area and green area all belongs to the Indian Empire territory. India after Ashoka collapse of Mauryan Empire. After the Ashoka's death, Mauryan empires has collapsed due to a lot of corruptions, a lot of revolt, a big financial crisis. This collapse of Mauryan Empire led to 5 centuries of Indian disunity. Northern Kingdom, especially Kingdom of Kushan, dominate part of the northern India from around 50 BCE, reinforcing the ties between India and Central Asia after the death of Ashoka. This map shows the trade route link India with other lands by late first millennium BCE. Red line represents the Silk Road. Blue line represents the connecting link. A sea lanes. Green line represents the connecting link. Kushan Empire is the second unified empire. Kushan Empire, after the death of King Ashoka, Kushan Empire dominated much of the northern India and dominated lands to its northwest. and the Persian Empire spread the Buddhism to the Europe, to the Asia, all over the world. There are two types of Buddhism, two divisions of Buddhism. First division of Buddhism is Hyena Buddhism and Mahayana Buddhism. Mahayana Buddhism and Hyena Buddhism. Mahayana Buddhism focus on the universal salvations. Hyena Buddhism focus on the individual person's salvations. Hyena Buddhism is flourished in Sri Lanka and spread into the Southeast Asia, such as Malaysia, Vietnam. However, Mahayana Buddhism spread and flourished in China, in Korea, in Japan. Okay. Evolution into the popular religion. The Hinduism is evolved into the popular religion, and about 110 million people believe in Hinduism in the India. The Buddhism decline. The Buddhism decline in India coincides with the Hinduism's evolution into the popular religion. Why? Because the Hinduism absorbed with the Buddhist ideas, absorbed with the Jainist ideas. Okay? Enjoyment of life within caste. Indian people believe in incarnations, and Indian people believe that individual soul would be reborn again. And they believe that every aspect of one's life was determined by one's caste classes. Hindu society was dominated by the caste system. Today, this map shows the kingdom of Persian and the Buddhism spread. Under the Persian kingdom, the Buddhism spread to the Europe, to the Far East, to the Southeast, South, the West India, and North Asia. Okay. Gupta Empire. Under the Gupta Third Empire is a Gupta Empire. During the Gupta Empire period, India developed the science, architectures, medicines, epics. Okay? Gupta Empire Empire period is referred as the Golden Age of India. Gupta Empire used Hinduism as a unifying religion. Gupta Empire gave the freedom of the religion to the public. However, Gupta Empire determined Hinduism is the major religion, national religion. Sanskrit literatures flourished during the Gupta period. Gupta period is represented as an era of stability and prosperity. Under the Gupta rulers, much of the India was again unified politically. Both Hindu and Buddhist temples began flourishing under the Gupta rules. This map shows the Gupta Empire in 413 Common Era. After the decline of a Mauryan Empire, India remained primarily Buddhist for 500. Under the rule of Chandragupta I, India became the unified and prosperous again. Gupta rulers spread Hinduism in their empire through the building of temples and promotion of Hindu writings and rituals. Widespread of religious tolerance was encouraged for a Buddhist and Jainism allows the Buddhism, allows the Jainism. However, main rational religion was the Hinduism. Section 6, Indian society and cultures. This map shows the Gupta Empire. A Gupta Empire is referred as an Indian Golden Ages. Gupta Empire lasted more than 230 years. Under the Gupta Empire, India developed many areas such as science, medicine, acupuncture, astronomy, mathematics, philosophies, astronomies, horoscope, and created the game of chess. A lot of inventors. This slide shows the bronze statue of a dancing girl. This statue of a dancing girl was found at Mohenjo-daro 4,500 years ago. This 4,500 years old dancing girl figurine is a prehistoric bronze sculpture. This figurine is made around 2300 BCE in Mohenjo-daro. This statue is very, very accurately. Okay? Caste and family. Hindu society was dominated by the caste system. Every aspect of one's life was determined by one's caste class. Indian society was patriarchal, centered on the villages and extended families, dominated by males. Women's rights and roles. Woman has freedom, more freedom in the ancient Vedic times, ancient Aryan times. However, in the first Vedic times, woman's right was very, very restricted. Women lost their status. Women lost their personal freedom in both the Vedic ages. The opportunities for women were declined. Example of the woman's right is the sati. What is the sati? Ceremony of sati. Sati, ceremony of sati is a practice of women cremating themselves. Cremating themselves means the firing themselves on their dead husband. Funeral fires became more prevalent. What does it mean? If husband is died, then surviving spouse died together. Okay? Under the sati practices. Okay, this slide shows the great stupa at Sanchi city in the India. This great stupa was commissioned by Emperor Ashoka. What is the meaning of a stupa? Stupa was a domed structure, and that is built for housing the Buddhist relics, Buddha's relics. The great stupas at Sanchi is one of the oldest stone structures in the India. And great stupas at Sanchi was an important monument of Indian architecture. It was commissioned by Ashoka in 3000 BCE. The Gujarat Indian sculpture, art, architecture were distinguished by their delicacies, their intricacies, their subtlety. Science and mathematics were determined. The Indian scientists determined that the earth is a sphere revolving on its axis. And mathematicians developed the early form of the algebra, code of Manu. The caste system was supported by the code of Manu. Mahabharata and Ramayana was two major Sanskrit epics. These two Sanskrit epics was the most popular in the world epics. Main works of early Indian literatures were Upanishad and great epics. Upanishad are the main scriptures for Hindu religions. There are only 198 Upanishad books. In today, all other Upanishad books are disappeared. Upanishad consists of the dialogue between the teachers and the students living together in the forest. Mahabharata, Ramayana, two major Sanskrit literature. Mahabharata is one of the world's longest literature works. Mahabharata is the world's longest literature. It has a story of two Indian families struggling for control of a kingdom. Two families are fighting and conflicting. Okay? Ramayana has a story of a God, a Vishnu, okay, who has taken human forms. Scientific advances. Many advances in science, medicine, astronomy, and mathematics came out of the India. Left side picture is a depiction of the ancient Indian book that predicts the eclipse of the sun and moon. Medicine. Indian doctors first practices inoculations and perform the surgery. One doctor from ancient India wrote a book on how he rebuilt the nurses through the plastic surgery. Mathematics. Ancient Indian mathematicians, Brahmagupta invented idea of zero and its operations. This idea changed greatly how mathematics could be used in today. Contributions. Ancient India invented magnetic compass. India sailed the Indian Ocean in boats with this magnetic compass. Okay. Keynotes and development. Native Indian, Dravidian, settled and farmed in Indus Valley by 7000 BCE. First Indian civilization was created in Harappan city. during 2800s to 700 BCE in the European areas arrived and conquered the Indian Valley. By 15 years BCE, Vedic areas is started. Vedic area includes the Vedas, caste system, early Upanishad. Vedic area started since 1500 years to 500 BCE. Shtaka, Gautama established Buddhism in 568, 3 years BCE. Mahabharata found the Jainism. Persian conquest of northwest India in 518 years BCE. Indian compilation of two great Indian epics were created during 500 to 300 BCE. Alexander the Great invaded the northwest India during 323 to 326 years BCE. Mauryan Empire was established. First, Indian Empire, Mauryan Empire, was established during around 321 years BCE. Chandragupta Maurya ruled the India. Okay, Sir, the king of Mauryan Empire, Ashoka, ruled during this period. Next, second empire was Persian Empire. Persian Empire spread the Buddhism. There are two divisions of Buddhism. Third empire is a Gupta Empire. A Gupta Empire is referred as a golden age of India. Okay. I quickly finish the societies and beliefs of early India. Okay, from around 7,000 years BCE to 550 Common Era. Okay, this chapter 3 covers about more than 8,000 years period of Indian history. Okay?